Alrighty, guys. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing good this morning. Glad to have you guys here for another update here. We are watching a few things out here in the weather world. First of all, before we really get on into it, let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to the folks that are here. I did change up a few little things here on the scenes. You guys might have noticed things should appear a little bit more crystal clear, a little bit more smooth than they have been. In our previous live streams, I spent a lot of this morning kind of trying to figure out ways to make the stream a little bit more smoother, because I've noticed going over back previous streams how it would be like a little fuzzy at some points and stuff like that. So I'm hopefully we're minimizing that now and stuff like that. But what's up, everybody? Good morning. Let's see here. We have GR. We have Cat's mom saying heat wave. Yeah, we do got a heat wave coming in here. It's a little bit more warmer than typical. It's going to be that way for quite a while. Let's see here. What's up, Ember? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Brooklyn? Good morning, you guys. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing good so far. So, first thing I do want to go ahead and mention here, we are still watching Raphael. Is still a tropical storm out here. We're gonna bring y'all over here to the Hurricane Center really quickly. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we do have Tropical Storm Raphael. This is honestly probably going to be one of the last times that we do talk about this here, simply because the storm is just pretty much on its last legs here. So the storm obviously went and hit Western Cuba earlier in its life cycle as a Category 3. It continued rolling its way to the west here, and it kind of stalled down. Right now, the thing's barely moving. We're moving northwest, north-northwest at around 2 miles an hour. So, this thing is pretty stationary overall. What's up, Cherokee? Hope you're doing good, man. Saying good morning, all. Partly cloudy and 44 is wow. That's pretty chilly. Let's see here. My station here in Florida says 72 right now. I think I could probably pull up a map for you guys. Yeah, I was just getting this program back up and running. We used to use this thing all the time. I want to start using it again. I don't know why I stopped, honestly. Let's see what we can do here, though. 2 meter temperature. We'll go ahead and load that in. If it'll actually load. Did I turn it on? Oh, I'm dumb. I'm sorry, y'all. It's morning time. Anyways, so I believe this is an anomaly map here, so showing kind of where normal temps are, where below average temps are at the current state right now. The west is fairly cold. We actually did just have that snowstorm that rolled through the west here. It dropped a pretty pretty darn good amount of snowfall and stuff like that. Now, the good news is that the snowfall is pretty much over. We do have a little bit more expected over the next 72 hours. Let's go ahead and pull up the next 48 hours. So we do have a little bit of snow still possible for these upper elevations. I don't think there's a lot of people that really live out here. Could get a little bit of snow coming up here towards like the Mammoth Lakes area up in California. A bit of some of those upper elevations out here towards the west. Something we're looking out there for. See here, partly cloudy and 44 degrees in east central Nebraska. We will see the sun today. It's always pretty nice. Let's see. GR says my air conditioner has turned on since March. I'm really ready for some cooler weather. GR, where are you at? What state are you in? I mean, if you're down here towards like Florida, then that's totally understandable. Kind of how it's been here. It's been AC running nonstop. AC been running nonstop. It's wild, dude. It's really wild. But anyways, here let's see if I can pull up the. There's another way I can MEDAR observations maybe. I think we'll just pull up MEDAR. This should just keep things. There we go. So here's our current temperatures across the country right now. This morning, we're going to turn off the winter accumulations though, so that's not in the way. So as of right now, I can see where it is definitely in the 30s and 40s out here towards the Central Plains. Still fairly cold out here towards the west, up there towards the Rockies. I mean, we're in a good 20, 25, 30 degrees in some spots. Overall, it's fairly chilly out west. Now in the south, that's a completely different story here. We are in the 70s here. Like I said, my weather station I have right now says it is 73 degrees currently out here in Polk County, which that lines up. I'm out here by Lakeland, so that definitely lines up there. But yeah, Florida, we always stay a little bit warmer than you guys up to the north. Speaking of the northeast here is a little chilly too in some spots, breaking the freezing point. Ohio Valley 50s, not too bad towards like Tennessee and Kentucky. Matter of fact, we'll overlay the radar here. We do actually have a little bit of storm activity currently popping off out through some of these regions here. Currently bringing a little bit of thunderstorm activity out there. Now, the good news is that there's nothing severe expected today, but I will overlay the current Storm Prediction Center convective outlook. We do have a thunderstorm risk, which that's what this area is here. Here, we'll go and turn off those. We'll go ahead and just turn off the temperatures and stuff like that. We don't need that right now. But so this area here is just a little bit of a thunderstorm threat. But yeah, we're getting a bit of rain out here, a bit of heavy rain in some spots out there towards the Kentucky, Louisville area, going in throughout portions of like Ohio, West Virginia, kind of exiting Michigan as we speak here. A little bit of precipitation rolling into the Mid-Atlantic overall. Let's see here, the Deep South. Gotcha, GR. Faith says, let's see, how have you been? How you've been having a good day. Pretty windy in Dauphin Island, Alabama yesterday. Gotcha. Yeah, it's probably associated with this little system that we have going on here. Right now we do have a little bit of that warm air advection. So, a lot of that Gulf moisture, a lot of that Gulf heat is shooting its way up into the country here. We're going to overlay the instability and stuff like that. Which there's not a whole lot of instability available in the atmosphere. You can see indicated here in the bluish color. There's a little bit of thunderstorm juice that does make its way up here towards like western, Tennessee, like eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi. The fuel for potential thunderstorm activity. We do have some of that. We do. But like we mentioned, today there's really nothing going on that's severe. Now tomorrow, on the forecast here, honestly, nothing. We just have a little bit of thunderstorms out here tomorrow for places along the Carolina coast. A little bit of Florida, and let's see, a little bit of the west too, actually, out there towards like western Washington State, Oregon. Here towards like California, we might have a little bit of thunderstorm activity here tomorrow, but once again, nothing severe. However, so since today is Sunday, so this is for Monday tomorrow. For Tuesday, we do have a little bit of severe weather possible. We're gonna have to look out for Tuesday. Maybe some storms popping off here, just a itty bitty little threat. Nothing really big at all. No really big issues or anything like that's expected right now. Out here towards like the Texas Panhandle, out here towards like western Oklahoma, just a little bit of severe weather possible. Right now there is no breakdown on the percentages exactly for tornadoes, large hail damaging winds. That's still kind of a little unknown right now, but we do have an overall 5% chance for severe weather potentially occurring here. So. What's up, Lots? Hope you're doing good. Saying, how is Central Texas looking? So, generally speaking, weather-wise, it's pretty good. Really not a whole lot going on out there. Actually, we have a little bit of storms up here in the eastern side of Texas, near like Houston. A few showers, scattered storms going on out here. But, yeah, really nothing big. Just a little sliver of a potential of some, storms out here in the eastern side of Texas overall. So we have a little bit of stuff going on out here. Now, like I mentioned, nothing really severe going on for Texas. You're good. Now, we're going to talk about that heating that we put on the title and stuff like that. So let's go and bring you guys over here. So we're going to look at the GFS model. This is the... Let's see here. We're going to line this up properly. There we go. So this is the American... I lied. This is the Euro. This is the American GFS model here. So... whenever it comes to it, so you can see the red, this is our anomaly map, kind of just showing you, where the warmer temperatures are for this time of the year, where the cooler ones are. So you can imagine, you can see that a lot of the south, especially a lot of the Ohio Valley in the south is very warm, a lot warmer than typical. I mean, look at the graph here. This is like in Celsius. This is very, very much more warmer than it typically is. So the red, it represents, warmer temperatures and stuff like that, for on average for this time of the day, for this day, throughout history. Since actually this takes data from 1981 to 2010. So about almost 40 years of data, right? Is my math there this morning? I don't think, no, 30 years, right? So yeah, 30 years. My math, it's still a little early, guys. But yeah, so it takes data for about 30 years or so. And it kind of, plots what the average temperatures are for this time of the year and stuff like that, See, Lots says thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. You too, Lots. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. But like I said, the blue representing cooler. And as we did, currently look at a few minutes ago when we were doing the overall, current temperatures and stuff like that, which we'll do again. We'll go ahead and bring you guys back over here real quickly because not everybody got to catch that. If we turn on those temperatures right now, the Northeast is actually pretty cold. We do got those temperatures sub-freezing for the most part. Definitely is pretty chilly. We got a whole big wall of rain coming in, though, as you guys can see. There's a lot of rain coming in. Ohio is just getting doused in rain. Same areas as like Kentucky and then like Indiana. Out there towards like West Virginia, Michigan, and so forth. It's certainly is quite a soaking day out there today. But yeah, so the Northeast is pretty chilly. And once again, the South is just doing typical South stuff. It's usually pretty warm out here. But anyway, so looking at the future model, you guys can follow time. It's in the top right. I'll go ahead and highlight my screen here. You guys can see it right there, the top right. That's the time. That's an Eastern time, by the way. So, as we work our way throughout today, going into tomorrow, as you can see, much of the country is red, which is representing, a lot of warm, warmer than usual temperature expectancy according to this model. And you can see that there's another wave of just warm air that comes up here, for right around the 14th and the 13th and 14th here. We're kind of in this pattern here, guys, where we're going to be seeing a lot more warmer than usual temperatures for this time of the year. So it's certainly going to be a little bit warm, warmer than normal. Now, GFS on the latest run, don't take this too serious here because this is getting pretty far out. Obviously, the further you go out with the models, the more inaccurate things can kind of get and the more that, you can't really trust, right? So the further you go out, the more, it's just you can't really trust it as much. So if you look at the date here, this is the 18th. I mean, this is basically like 8 days from now. So this is, take this lightly. Don't take this too serious because it's going to likely change. But, there could be another wave of really warm temperatures coming through, followed by maybe a big cool burst. But, I don't like looking this far out because, the further you go out, it just gets, in la la land, basically. But anyways, so what we're really focused on is this, this really big red, movement here, really suggesting that those temperatures are going to be very, very, very warmer, very much warmer than usual for this time of the year. And of course, like I mentioned, the blue is representing cooler, and so on. So for today, it's going to be relatively warmer here through today, through a lot of the country. I mean, really the places it's kind of seeing a bit cooler than average is some of those upper elevations out there towards like, Colorado and, out there by like New Mexico, some of those upper elevations. But, a lot of the country is relatively warmer than typical. Rolling into tomorrow, same thing. Now, here's the thing. Tomorrow, as you can actually see, areas along like California and in Oregon, we start to get a bit of blue here, which is showing that temperatures are actually going to be a little bit cooler than typical. So a little bit of a cool shift, as you can see here, going into the 12th out here for the west. So the west is going to get a little bit cooler, at least for today and so forth. It's going to be a little bit warmer than usual, temperature-wise, and then we're going to have the shift here once we get our way into like the 12th and the 13th and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how that continues to pan out. But yeah, I really did want to mention that to you guys just to kind of show you all what's going on out there. Let's see here. Brooklyn says, how warm will it get in Oklahoma? Good question. So for today. How are we gonna do this? Actually, I'm gonna bring you over here to this model real quickly. Actually, we'll use HRRR. So let's bring you over here. So you want me to pull up Oklahoma? The good thing is that we got a nice little cutout view for you today. So let's go ahead and bring you guys over here again. We're gonna hop y'all over to this view here. So here's temperatures for today. So right now, fairly chilly. Sun hasn't came out yet, but yeah, for today it's gonna be pretty nice actually. Fairly nice out here. In which we're going to be breaking into the lower mid 60s through a lot of the state here for today. The good news is that there's like no instability or anything like that, so there's no threat for like any thunderstorms at all. So that's really good news. So yeah, really not a whole lot going on for your area. Yeah, it's going to be mostly clear too. You can see that. Here's our future cast regarding our cloud cover and stuff like that. It's looking pretty good. Pretty clear day, pretty warm day, pretty nice in general, really. If you ask me, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Winds are going to be fairly calm today as well. I mean, we could have some areas, gusting maybe up to 10 miles an hour or so, but not a big problem at all. I mean, you'll probably not even notice it, to be honest. So overall, for Oklahoma, it looks like a pretty good day. Yes, it's much needed. Especially after those days that we went through. A couple days back. I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. These places out here in Oklahoma got slammed really, really heavily. By all that severe weather and stuff like that. It's just, that was a lot to handle for these folks out here, but. The good news is that, things right now are looking a bit better. In the current term of things, there's only one day where a little bit of severe weather is possible currently on the forecast, and that is for Tuesday, in which even then it's a really low threat, as you can see. It's just a little marginal. Like scale goes up to 5, guy. All right, so scale goes from 1 to 5. The higher the number, the more potentially severe it could get. We're at a level 1, so we're on a fairly low level right here overall. So, it's nothing big, nothing really big. But, Texas Panhandle, western Oklahoma, we'll continue to watch this. I don't think it'll need coverage. I mean, if it gets worse, then we'll talk about it. If the risk upgrades or expands or whatever, we'll figure out if we're going to cover this or not. But right now, it's not going to need anything. But yeah, here for Tuesday, I mean, we could still get some thunderstorms out here, though, in the Central Plains, Kansas, here towards Nebraska, maybe up here towards Iowa, Minnesota, and so forth. We could get a little bit of thunderstorm activity here for Tuesday. What's up, Peachy? Good morning. Let's see here. Brooklyn says that's nice. We've gotten so much rain lately. Yeah, you all have. It's been pretty crazy. I think there's a way I can actually pull up the rainfall. Obviously we got a lot of snow out here too towards the Rockies. Here, let's pull it up for you guys. We'll go and bring up our observed precipitation here for a minute. Because yeah, it has been pretty rainy out here. Here we go. Last 168 hours of precipitation. So what is that? Is that 5 days? Once again, it's early, so please excuse my math. It's pretty rough. Wow. Yeah, I'll show you guys this here in a second. It's pretty crazy. So 168 divided by 24, that's 7 days. Okay. So the last week worth of precipitation. Brace yourselves, guys. You ready for this? It's pretty rough. It is pretty rough. Look at that. So here's also Missouri too. Really seeing some heavy precip. Here's the table. This is in inches, by the way. It doesn't say it here, but it is in inches. But yeah, look at that, man. It's just wow. Some folks out here towards like southern Missouri and like western Arkansas. I mean, they seen some localized areas of like a foot of rainfall. That is just crazy. It's just really, really crazy. And another thing that we can really look out for is, like the drought monitor and stuff like that. We've been really looking at that lately in our live streams. I can actually pull it up for you guys here. It's actually really, it's been very dry across a lot of the country. Not just a little bit of the country, but I mean a lot of the country here. Here, let's go ahead and bring this up for you guys. We're going to show you guys the drought monitor here. All right, let's go and hop you guys back. Yeah, so here you go. This is a current look at the drought monitor. I mean, all these areas here that you see, yellow representing kind of, a little bit dry, a little abnormally dry. Then kind of we work our way into that tan color, which is like low-end, dryness, low-end drought. And then, of course, it just goes up from there, like yellow, where it starts to turn into more of a serious thing. Then the oranges and then the reds and stuff like that. It's just representing like severe drought. It's actually really, really bad out here towards Oklahoma or Ohio. Shut up, guys. Y'all didn't hear that. So out here towards Ohio and like West Virginia, it's actually been very, very dry. But now the good news, like I said, if you overlay the radar currently, we do have some precipitation that is rolling into these regions here, which is definitely good. Definitely really, really good. I mean, they absolutely need that rainfall as it's been just really dry. I mean, even those areas where Helene hit, obviously where we had that really catastrophic flooding from Hurricane Helene, whenever Hurricane Helene went up towards the Big Bend and then kind of shot its way up into Georgia and the Carolinas. At this point, things have kind of reached an equilibrium, and actually, a matter of fact, it's starting to teeter back towards drier conditions than usual. While that hurricane temporarily removed all of the drought, basically wherever it went, it's starting to come back here. It's been very, very dry, and this is that pattern that we've been talking about here. Let me go ahead and bring up my pen here, so I can kind of draw on the screen and all that fun stuff. So what's been kind of going on lately, and what it looks like it's going to continue to do for a while is we have this dome of high pressure that just really kind of just has been engulfing the east, keeping things like really, really dry for the most part, keeping things relatively sunny. More sun can allow for the ground to really tend to evaporate all of its water content, making the ground all crunchy and stuff like that. So it's like on top of not seeing any rain, the sun's been out evaporating whatever moisture is on the ground, so it's just keeping everything really dry. And that's kind of been the pattern we've been in for a while. It's been a little different out here in the plains now. You guys are obviously still in a pretty big drought out here too, but we've been seeing a lot of rounds here recently of a little bit of severe weather, especially like I said the other day with that whole Oklahoma scenario that we were covering, live coverage. It was pretty crazy. It was something else. Multiple tornadoes and stuff like that. But yeah. So we're kind of in this pattern here where we're just going to be pretty dry. Now, like I said, the current rainfall, once again, this is really good. This will definitely help ease some of that drought conditions and stuff like that. That heavy precipitation that's currently going on out here towards like Kentucky and Ohio and Michigan and stuff like that. A little bit of rain out here towards Iowa and Minnesota. Nothing really substantial. That's actually associated with that low. As you can see, it's actually still rotating counterclockwise. That's actually the system that swept through like New Mexico and Colorado and went up to the north here. That brought a lot of snowfall for you guys, and which we'll pull that up again here. Actually, we'll pull it up here. We did not pull it up. We pulled up the rainfall, but we didn't pull up the snowfall in the last little bit here. So let's bring up our observed snowfall in the last 72 hours. You can see we've had a pretty fair amount of snowfall. Some areas breaching several feet of snow. As you can see here towards like southeastern Colorado. We have some of this kind of pinkish color, kind of pinkish orange color. Showing that we are in the realm of this marker even here shows 32 inches of snowfall, which is just wild. We've seen a lot of snow. Also New Mexico too, but we can't really. Well, actually, if we did a seasonal snowfall, this is basically what we got this year. Overall, yeah, this is so seasonal snowfall is how much snow the U.S. has gotten so far this year. And there you go. So not really a lot. Obviously the West, it's where it usually starts. Usually where you start to get that snow falling from is from the West. Upper elevations, thinner air, a little bit cooler, stuff like that. But I'll let you know, guys. We're kind of towards almost mid-November. What that's going to do is that's going to bring that snow a little bit more closer towards areas in the north, towards the northeast, and stuff like that. And obviously, as we roll away into December, that snow can only just start to creep a little bit further down south and stuff like that. So, obviously, we got to be getting prepped. I know a lot of us out here don't like snow. I know a lot of us hate it, which I totally understand why you would hate it, and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, it's just a pattern that we're going to have to start getting used to once we work our way in towards like December and stuff is probably some more snow and everything like that. It's that time of the year. But like I said, for now at least, we're probably just going to continue to be relatively warm here in the east, really especially the east and areas by the southeastern U.S., the Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Midwest, Central Plains, Southern Plains. At least this chunk right in here is probably going to stay warm for quite a while. That constant ridge and stuff like that we're just having in these regions here, system after system. Models and stuff like that just kind of show us in that pattern for a little bit, and we'll see for any changes maybe towards the end of the month. But obviously, like I mentioned earlier, the more further you go out in time, the more longer you look in the models, the more inaccuracy, the more that the inaccuracy increases. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just continue to see, but that's what the models are suggesting right now. Let's see here. I already sneezed like 3 times this morning. Woke up like an hour ago. I hate allergies. Yeah, I hear you. Allergies kind of suck, don't they? I don't usually get them during the fall though. Yeah, the only allergies I get is springtime with pollen, but I never have them with fall. Knock on wood. Yeah, peachy is 32 inches out there. Actually, more than that in some areas of southeastern Colorado. It's pretty rough, dude. Pretty rough. But yeah, so once again, everybody, here's just a quick little look at the U.S. right now. Really not a whole lot of anything interesting going on, although we do have a lot of rain going on through the Ohio Valley. Once again, really good for those people in the droughts and stuff like that. So let's definitely thankful for that. A little bit of storms in the south here too. Got actually a flash flood warning in effect here for. Let's see here. Actually, yeah, we do got a flash flood warning in effect for southwestern Mississippi. Here for Liberty and Gloucester. Also Crosby. You guys are in that warning there too. So a little bit of that. Let's actually pull up our precipitation outlook here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quickly. We'll go bring up our precip outlook. I wonder if we're gonna have any, or if there's any big risk today. Actually, that's something I haven't looked at today. So we'll look at that together here. Oh yeah, look at that. So actually, we do have a. So here's our flooding risk. We have 2 different threat levels today. Well, the scale goes up to 4. The closer you are to 4, the more potential severe it could get. We do have a potential for flooding though in the areas of green. You know, where there's a little bit of a chance for some flooding. It's possible. You know, in some spots could pick up maybe a little bit of flooding. Then we have the yellow here, which is the slight risk. This is basically where we could have potential of even more flooding. So like central Louisiana and stuff, could definitely pick up on some flooding. Though I feel like a lot of that's over with though. Earlier we did have a lot of flash flood warnings. So you can see the rain and since then is really kind of started moving its way out of the region. Here we're gonna backtrack that radar 6 hours here. But yeah, you can just see that a lot of that heavy thunderstorm activity was earlier, and all that's starting to move its way up to the north here. Yeah, once again, Michigan, you guys are starting to kind of pull free this morning. Same thing for like Indiana, Ohio. You're still relatively rainy. But, you got areas like Pennsylvania and like New York, stuff like that. You guys got to watch out because we'll get a little bit of rain out here. But once again, nothing threatening on it. Nothing bad. Once again, there's a chance for maybe a little bit of storms today too. We'll go ahead and bring up SPC real quickly. Day 1 outlook. So this area here that's kind of in this green border that's, kind of has like this grid, that little grid in there. So that's where there's a couple thunderstorms possible and stuff like that. What's up, Bradley? Saying, what's the storm in the Gulf going to do and where's it going? So the good news is that storm is pretty much done. So right now it is a tropical storm still. It's Raphael. Currently sustained at 40 miles an hour, so constant winds there towards the core, right around 40, gusting to 50. The storm is barely moving at all right now. It's kind of just sitting there. We're gonna kind of do a loop-de-loop here. So the storm came through, did a little bit of a loop-de-loop, and we're gonna continue to shoot our way to the south. But yeah, this hurricane, post-hurricane, tropical storm right now, is not going to be a concern really for anybody. The only thing that could be is some rip currents, which those are already been felt through some of the Gulf Coast out there. But the storm's like practically almost dead at this point. I will show you a satellite imagery of it. So what's happening right now is it's getting sheared off. So there's a lot of strong upper level winds that's kind of really destroying this storm. For one, but there's also a lot of dry air too getting into it. So it's a mixture between the dry air and the really strong upper level winds that's just causing this thing to just rapidly weaken. Here, let's bring you guys over here real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and hop you all over here real fast. Take a look at the satellite imagery. We'll go ahead and just move that a little bit. Yeah, so there you go. So you can see that central circulation's right in here. You can see that's where the central circulation is, and you can see that all of that convection, all of that thunderstorm activity is heavily offset from that center of circulation. And like we mentioned, is that really strong upper level winds that's just kind of ripping that thing apart. For one, and there's really not a lot of convection either. On the eastern side, there's not a lot of thunderstorm activity. It's because that dry air is really starting to get to it. You can actually see here on the water vapor scan, out here towards the west, or the western side of the storm. I mean, look at that. That darker color there is representing low moisture content. Very dry air, while the east is relatively saturated, very moist, and the western side is just very dry overall. Is there going to be storms in Tennessee today? Good question, my friend. Let's go and hop on back over here. So, yeah, there's a possibility of a couple storms out in Tennessee. Actually, matter of fact, right now, looking at the radar, we do have a little bit of storm activity going on. Nothing severe is expected out of these storms. These are kind of more of just your average little thunderstorm potential. You know, honestly, there's even a chance it might not even thunder with these. It could just be a burst of heavy rain. Reason I say that too is because, you know, the amount of fuel that's in the atmosphere is very low, very, very low. We look at the instability here. I mean, there's a little bits of trailing instability, but, you know, if we leave some markers here, I mean, there's just not a lot of instability in the atmosphere overall. You know, it's relatively, you know, just kind of relatively low for the most part. So, yeah, not a whole lot expected out of that, to be honest with you. So things are looking okay. But yeah, just a little bit of storms coming through. Let's see, the chat's on the screen. Yeah, it's on the bottom left. Yeah, it's actually something I added. I did update things a little bit. By the way, guys, does it look pretty good? Like in previous live streams, I was noticing how it was like if I zoom in real quickly, it's super fuzzy and stuff like that. But I've increased the bit rate and stuff like that. As well as, you know, the just overall, you know, the display is a lot better. So hopefully it's actually doing pretty good for you guys. It looks a lot better, hopefully. For me, it looked pretty good. Let's see here. What's up, Dixie? Saying good morning. Please, no more heat. Today is perfect in Texas Hill Country. Gotcha. Yeah. Unfortunately, like as I mentioned here, it's going to be a bit warmer than usual for quite a few of us here. We're going to hop our way back over here real quickly. This time we're going to bring up NAM. Here, let's go ahead and bring you guys over here real quickly. So, in fact, yeah, according to NAM here this morning, it actually is a little bit cooler than usual. This is 7 a.m. Eastern. So, yeah, right about now. This is kind of our active map here showing, you know, relatively warmer throughout the southeast, Tennessee, Ohio Valley areas here. And, of course, we have, like, the upper Midwest and stuff like that getting it. Out of the east, it's pretty cold, pretty chilly this morning. Same thing for, you know, the southwest and so forth. We work our way over here into this evening, and you can see that, you know, a lot of the country's in red, representing that there is a lot of warmer than usual temperatures. You know, the temperature anomalies are, you know, showing higher than usual temperatures and stuff like that. So that is obviously something there. Look at that, though. Here for the, what is this, the morning of the 13th, Ohio Valley could get a little bit more cooler than usual. Yeah, northeast here. But, you know, during the day, though, that's the main thing is, you know, like during midday and stuff like that, you know, for the most part, actually here for the 12th, it'll be a little bit cooler than usual throughout the Ohio Valley and the northeast. But, yeah, relatively warmer through a lot of the country. And if we take that to the long range, like the GFS and so forth, you can see, yeah, there's that temporary little cool day, which is for the 12th. But then it's just, you know, constant, more and more warmer than usual temperatures, just one right after another. So, you know, this time of the year, oh, shoot, wrong view. And kind of the way it is right here, it's just, you know, we're kind of in this pattern here where it's just going to be a little bit warmer than typical, probably for the next several days. Transitions are so smooth. They're good? I'm definitely glad. Peachy, do you notice a big graphical improvement? Like, does it look more sharp, a lot more smoother and stuff like that? Sounds like it looks pretty good. But I just want to make sure. Like I said, I spent a lot of last night trying to work on that. Just trying to get everything all much more sharp and, you know, more clicky. Like previously, like I was saying, in our previous live streams, it's like you would zoom in really quickly and it's like it'd be super fuzzy, and sometimes the color would kind of distort a little bit before slowly focusing in. I feel like I got that solved. I noticed my bit rate was extremely low, so I really cranked up that bit rate for one and increased the overall resolution, so it should be a lot better. Even what you can do is go to your little settings thing and you can turn the resolution, you click on advanced, and then you can click the 1440. I think is the maximum you guys can look at, which is pretty solid. Anyways. But yeah, so honestly, you guys, there's not a whole lot to report here. Just wanted to talk a little bit with you guys this morning about what's going on, temperatures and stuff like that, and all that. Once again, a lot of the Ohio Valley is thankfully getting some rainfall today. Much needed, of course, and everything like that. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here this morning, guys. If there's any questions you all might have before we roll off here, throw them down the chat. It'd be much appreciated. And, like I said, I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. If you have any form of questions here, weather-related questions, in order to help keep you guys up to date, help keep you guys prepared and stuff like that, it'd be much appreciated. But yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Also, we have a Discord and stuff like that, too, if you guys wanted to join that. It's not super active, but we're hoping to change that here soon. So if you want to join all that, that's all in the description and so forth. But alrighty, everybody. Well, I appreciate y'all for joining us. Once again, thanks for stopping by. I don't know what we're going to do later today. Like I said, there's really not a whole lot that needs to be covered. So I think we're looking pretty good. Things are relatively quiet right now. But alrighty, everybody. Thanks for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great Sunday out there. And the stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes. So if there's anything you want to go ahead and say to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat, go ahead and say your final goodbyes as we were getting ready to roll off here. But alrighty, everybody. Let's see. You're welcome, Peachy. No problem. Dixie says, thanks for the update. Enjoy the day. You too, Dixie. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. And let's see. Gaming stream? Maybe later tonight. You're welcome, Brooklyn. No problem. Yeah, maybe later tonight, Peachy. We'll see how that goes. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night or rest of your day, and we'll see you guys later on. Peace out, my friends. Catch y'all later on.